Are you looking for the key to happiness? Well, I've got good news if so. You have it within you right now. Now, you're probably calling me out saying I'm full of shit as you heard those words roll off my tongue. Oftentimes, we trick ourselves to believing that material things, new experiences, money, or reaching our goals will be the moment we finally arrive at destination happiness. Achieving success in our lives is great, but it will never bring us an unlimited supply of joy. Drum roll, please. Brrr. True happiness is finding gratitude in who you are and where you are today, right now, as you listen to this episode. Still think I'm lying? Perfect. This episode is for you. Let's fire it up. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to It's the Bearded Man podcast with your favorite, the world's favorite bearded man, Babe. Each week on these solo podcasts, I try to dive into topics to help you become the best version of yourself. Now, do I have all the answers? Absolutely not. This is just my bearded wisdom that I hope brings value to you. Now, if you enjoy this episode at any moment in time, please screenshot this episode on whatever platform you're listening in on, whether it's Spotify, Apple, iTunes. It does not matter what platform it is. Screenshot it, post it to your IG story. Tag me at Babe. That's B-O, 3 B's, 4 A's, and a Y. Share out the podcast on your IG story. Let me know. What was the biggest takeaway? What was the learning? How did this specific episode change your perspective? I would be oh so curious to know. So please do that. So do that today as you listen to this podcast. If you have not signed up for our Stay Dialed In newsletter, you're missing out. There's nothing else I could say other than you are literally not allowing a fire ass inbox email to come in every Tuesday to your inbox. Like, this is going to be the best email you get on Tuesdays, potentially the week, maybe even the month. I'm going to not try to sell it to you, but you got to sign up. It's 3 to 5 minute read every single Tuesday to help you become the best version of yourself. You can sign up today by going to itsthebeardedman.com to join. Once again, that's itsthebeardedman.com to join. Also below in the link, in the bio description of this episode, you will find a link. And through that link, you will be able to sign up to the newsletter. So please do that today. Now, if you are in America celebrating Thanksgiving today, as you listen to this episode, I hope you have the most incredible time with your loved ones. After listening to this episode, put the phone on Do Not Disturb mode and be present with your family and friends and enjoy the moment. Also, please make sure to eat up, because if there's anything I love most about Thanksgiving, is the one holiday where you have the green light to literally eat as much as you possibly can. Hello, food coma. How are you? Glad you're here. If you don't celebrate Thanksgiving or you are outside of the US, well, just know that I am thankful for all of you listening right now to this episode. So thank you for giving me your time and your attention. It is greatly, greatly appreciated. If there's one word to describe this holiday, it is my favorite word that starts with a G, and that word is gratitude. I also have that word tattooed on my right thumb, so it's with me forever, okay? It's a time for people to come together and to take a moment to be grateful or thankful for one another. Now, if I had it my way, we'd be celebrating this holiday on a quarterly basis, not once a year, but quarterly. Not for just the food, although that would be a plus, but more so that we could have more intentional days where we all take a moment to appreciate who we are and where we are in our life. Now, ever since I started hearing this word gratitude get thrown around in the self-development space, it took me some time to really understand and get it, okay? Of course, like many things in life, I dismissed it at first and I thought, too cool for school, gratitude, I don't need it. But eventually it stuck, and I was blown away with how it could completely change my perspective and my mood. I think the moment it shifted was a little over a year ago when my friend Kaylee had shared out on her Instagram story her gratitude journal template. It was pretty straightforward, and it didn't seem all that overwhelming. It was just 5 sections, which I'll have listed in the description of this episode, and I'll dive into each of those in just a moment. And essentially, I picked it up, and 14 months later, I still use the same template 5 to 6 days of the week. Altogether, it takes about 5 minutes of my morning, but it dials me in back to the present moment, dials me back in on my why and how grateful I should be for the life that I am living today. I started to feel the impact on me so much that almost 40 days after that of consistent gratitude journaling, that's when I got the word gratitude tattooed on my right thumb as a constant daily reminder as I'm moving about in my day. I can see that word. I see it daily. Here's something that I know to be true about humans. We set goals, we achieve them, and then we're on to the next one. Whether that's buying a new car, a house, getting a new career, traveling to a new city, etc., we are always chasing the next high over and over and over again. The high from the new car disappears within weeks. The dream home gets normalized within months. The new career feels fantastic for the first 2 months. While we're traveling to a new city, we are already thinking about the next one. This is a constant hamster wheel of us always going and thinking about the next high. Now, excuse my language, but we need to slow the fuck down every once in a while and take a look around at everything that is happening around us right now. By doing so, we begin to appreciate and have more gratitude for the life that we are living right now. Now, according to Harvard Health Publishing article, Giving Thanks Can Make You Happier, which was published August 14th of 2021 this year, they said, in positive psychology research, gratitude is strongly and consistently associated with greater happiness. Gratitude helps people feel more positive emotions, relish good experiences, improve their health, deal with adversity, and build strong relationships. Let me repeat that one more time because it's really, really important. In positive psychology research, gratitude is strongly and consistently associated with greater happiness. Gratitude helps people feel more positive emotions, it relishes good experiences, it improves their health and dealing with adversity, and it builds strong relationships. Now, I can preach all that I want on this podcast about my hot take on all these topics, but when we've got research coming out of Harvard to prove it, that's how you know gratitude is the real deal. So 5 ways to express gratitude to increase happiness. As I dive into these 5 topics, it is totally up to you and your approach. You can journal it, you can think about it, you can meditate on it, you can talk about it out loud, or you can use any medium that fully allows you to embrace this feeling. First one, daily gratitude. Instead of thinking our glass is half empty, this will switch our brains to see our glass as half full or our life as half full. Consider 3 things that you are grateful for today. The bed we sleep in, the community of people we are surrounded by, to have financial stability, for all the hurdles that we've had to overcome that have helped shape us into who we are today, for the sun that gives the earth energy, which allows us to live. Insert anything that you are grateful for right now in this moment. Instead of thinking that sometime in the near future we'll find happiness, let's take a moment every day to consider the things that we're grateful for. There is no wrong or right answer. It's about taking a moment to step back, call out the things that are normalized in our life, and appreciate them. By doing so, we start to change our perspective of our life in the world that we live in because we begin to appreciate things so much more that we previously just kind of wrote off. By calling these things out that we're grateful for, it isn't all of a sudden going to just make us fulfilled with a brim, to the brim of happiness. It's like going to the gym, right? You may not feel a difference on day 1, day 10, or 20, but you sure will feel a difference in 60 or 90 days out. Put in the reps to consider the things that you are most grateful for today, and it will change your perspective in time. So the first way to express gratitude and increase happiness, consider just 3 things that you have in your life today that have a positive impact on you, and take a second to recognize and appreciate what it brings to your life. Number 2, positive experience. Take a second to replay a moment that happened yesterday or in the past 24 hours in your head. This is like double dipping into that feeling, into that motion again. The goal is to consider a positive experience that has happened to us in the past 24 hours and just call it out and recognize it. Now, this could be a conversation we had with a loved one. It could be a presentation that we crushed for work because we had to prepare for it. It could be achieving a goal of ours that we were working so hard towards. Moments come and go faster than we expect. And by taking this very short moment to consider the good that happened in the last 24 hours, it refills us up today. Now, I preach focus on the 24 hours ahead of you and this 1% growth per day very much often on this podcast, right? This is exactly what this bullet is about. Yes, we are excited for the festival or the travel plans we have coming up this weekend, but why not just be as appreciative of all of these small moments that happen in our daily lives? Because they may not bring us this peak happiness or this peak high, we oftentimes just dismiss it or we don't even think about it. We don't even appreciate it. This is what allows us to appreciate the day before is by picking that one moment or maybe a few moments that made our day. And that's allowing us to double dip into that feeling or that emotion of what it brought to us. So the second way to express gratitude and increase happiness, think about one positive experience from the past 24 hours. We oftentimes take the small moments for granted. So this is our opportunity to appreciate them daily. Number 3, excited for. When we are living 24 hours at a time, we need to get excited for the day ahead. Taking a moment to think about even just 3 events in the day ahead will make us appreciate the 24 hours in front of us all that much more. Instead of seeing just another call on the cow, get excited for it. Maybe we have a dinner planned with a friend or someone we've been seeing. Get fired up. Today could be a head down, #grind mode kind of day, right? Perfect. Don't think of it as I have to do this work. And instead look at it as I get to do this work. When we take a moment to slow down and appreciate what we have on the menu for the rest of the day ahead of us, we start to find more joy in the day. For example, by the time this episode releases, I'm excited for the day ahead because I get to spend time with family on Thanksgiving. I get to eat some incredible food. And you better believe we're going out for seconds, thirds, maybe even fourths. Who knows? I might do it. I don't know. I get to be present and not worry about work. It may seem crazy, but when you consistently call out the things that excite you for the day ahead, you begin to actually get excited for each and every day. You aren't waiting for these big high peak moments of traveling and new experiences to be the moment that you feel happy and bliss. You start to find these moments in your day to day, which just make you feel good. We all know that feeling though, right? When you're about to wake up to travel for that vacation or you have that big day planned ahead of us. You could have gotten 4 hours of sleep the night before, and it doesn't matter because your excitement is like 10 shots of espresso and you are just ready to roll. You're just so pumped up. Similarly, we can create these peaks and these highs in our everyday by getting excited for what is in front of us. So the third way to express gratitude and increase happiness, consider 3 events, moments, or things that you need to do in the day ahead of you and get excited for them. You are going to have to do them regardless, so you might as well get hyped for them. Number 4, priorities. Remind yourself of your playbook before you step onto the field. Making it a daily ritual to remind ourselves of 3 of our current priorities puts our minds back on track to what the bigger picture is. It's easy to get distracted with the world and what is happening around us, but this is how we pull our minds back to focus on what matters most to us. For example, my recent 3 priorities have been consistent. Number 1, self-love, self-care, and investing in myself. I consider this one bullet, and it may be selfish, but somebody's got to look after Bob A, all right? Number 2, let go. Too many times I catch myself stressing situations or moments that are completely out of my control. This is my reminder to flow with where the world is taking me. Number 3, open to everything, attached to nothing. This is a motto that I have been living by since the top of the year. It is my reminder to always keep an open mind. Your priorities can and will most likely look a lot different, and that's fine. These are our playbook, almost our current rules of life, and we can change them at any given moment depending on what our priority is right now. Seasons change, and so too do we. We can change, we can update what our priorities are, and we can keep moving forward. When we know what our priorities are, we can then make better daily decisions as to what to say yes or no to based on what our current priorities are. And it will align with if our priorities align with whatever that opportunity, event, or experience that we're being invited to be part of. So the fourth way to express gratitude and increase happiness, get clear on 3 priorities that you have for yourself. This is your playbook, and nobody can tell you how to write it. So know there is no right or wrong. As seasons change and we change, we can update these priorities as needed. And last one, number 5, impact the world. Get clear on what your true north is, and you will have a reason to get out of your bed every single day. There is no expectation that you or I is going to change the world all by ourselves. We are not Superman or Superwoman, or at least I don't think so. Maybe you are. I don't know. By taking a moment to consider how we want to impact our friends, family, community, coworkers, etc., it gives us a reason to get out of bed every single day. For example, I want to impact the world by helping people reach their inner potential, whether that be giving them permission and cheering them on to actually start creating a life they've always wanted to live, or it's sharing the lessons, experiences that I'm learning along the way of this journey of life. I want to help people every step of the way. Taking a moment every day to remind ourselves why we do what we do is going to light the fire within us, even on the bad days. If you don't know how you want to impact the people around you, that's totally fine as well. It takes time to figure that out. Maybe consider the ways in which you don't want to impact people. Example could be, I don't want to treat people badly. Another one could be, I don't want to not stand by my word, or I don't want to mislead people. If you don't know how you want to impact the world and your community, that's fine. Just keep taking note on the ways in which you don't want to impact people. When we get aligned with what the bigger picture is and how we want to impact those around us, it gives us an extra pep in our step, and it makes us see each and every day as an opportunity to have an impact. So the 5th way to express gratitude and increase happiness, remind yourself of how you would like to impact the people around you or even the world at a high level. When we remind ourselves of our why, we see each and every day as an opportunity to have an impact. To recap, happiness doesn't need to be found in the future. It can be found right here, right now. As our guys and gals at Harvard have discussed, giving thanks can make you happier. And if they're saying it's true, well, how can you not believe them? It is Harvard, ladies and gentlemen. Like anything in this world, it takes reps and consistency, but with time, we can and feel a difference from practicing gratitude. 5 ways to express gratitude and increase happiness today. Number 1, daily gratitude. Consider 3 things that you have in your life today that have a positive impact on you, and take a second to recognize and appreciate what it brings to your life. Number 2, positive experience. Think about one positive experience from the past 24 hours. We oftentimes take these small moments for granted, so this is our opportunity to appreciate them daily. Number 3, excited for. Consider 3 events, moments, or things that you need to do in the day ahead of you and get excited for them. You're going to have to do them regardless, so you might as well get fired up to do them. Number 4, priorities. Get clear on 3 priorities that you have for yourself. This is your playbook, and nobody can tell you how to write it, so know there is no right or wrong. As seasons change and we change, we can update them as needed. And number 5, impact the world. Remind yourself of how you would like to impact the people around you or even the world at a high level. When we remind ourselves of our why, we see each and every day as an opportunity to have an impact. Challenge for the listeners. That is you, beautiful ladies and gentlemen, listening right now. Take 5 minutes every morning for the next week to practice gratitude and see if you feel just 1% better after the 7 days. The outline, once again, is in the description of this episode, so please use that. You can journal it, you can type it, You can meditate on it. You can say it out loud. You can do whatever feels best for you. If within those 7 days, you don't feel any difference, then I have steered you wrong and I apologize. But if I was a betting man, I think you'll enjoy it. And there's only one way to find out. So please give it a try. Questions from the Stay Dialed In community. Posted this to my IG story about today's topic. And we had Orly jumped in and said, I struggle with all the habits that I am trying to build, but I want them all. What do I do? You control the effort, not the results, is what I would say. As long as you're consistently putting in time and effort into these new habits, you will make progress in time. If the process doesn't seem to be showing the results that you would want, then maybe consider changing up the approach or putting in a few more hours of the week into it. I would say also, don't overwhelm yourself and try to add in 10 new habits at one time. That can be very overwhelming. Maybe just add in a new one. And once you start to feel that you've made some progress and you've gotten some traction with it, then add the next. But once again, it's 1% progress per day is the name of the game. Hold yourself accountable to getting the work done on these habits daily, and in time, progress is inevitable. Don't get caught up in the results. Get caught up in the process, and are you actually showing up to do the work? If yes, keep going. We did not have a pod review of the week. If you'd like to be next week's pod review of the week, please head over to the iTunes podcast app, jot down a review. One word or one sentence is really helpful, helps grow this podcast organically. So please do so today. I'd be so curious to see what you guys and gals have to say. So please go leave a review. Now, if you enjoyed this specific episode, please screenshot it on whatever platform you are listening in on. Post it to your IG story. Tag me at Bob-A. That's B-O, 3 B's, 4 A's and a Y. Share out the podcast on your IG story. Let me know, what was a takeaway? How did this episode change your perspective? I'd be so curious to kind of see and hear how this episode resonated with you. And I really appreciate you guys and gals that, share this out on a weekly basis. It really does help grow the show, and just know that it is appreciated. If you have not yet signed up for the Stay Dialed In newsletter, you're missing out. You got to do it. Head over to itsthebeardedman.com to join. Once again, that's itsthebeardedman.com to join. You can also find the link in the description of this episode to sign up. 3 to 5 minute read to help you feel the best version of yourself. Come on, baby. You got to sign up today. Do it, do it, do it. Lastly, if it is Thanksgiving, you're hearing this, please enjoy the time with your family. Put the phone down, go enjoy yourself. If you're hearing this after Thanksgiving, well, I hope you had a great one, and I hope you are filled to the brim going into this holiday season with, once Thanksgiving comes, the rest of the year is everyone's feeling good. The New Year's around the corner. If you're celebrating Christmas or Hanukkah, that's coming. So please have gratitude for your health, the people around you, and who you're becoming. And it will make all the difference. That is episode 145. 5 ways to express gratitude and increase happiness. It's the Bearded Man Podcast. See ya.